Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Mike Plays RP1. This is the series in which I, as a veteran KSP player but novice RP1 player, is doing my best to work through the contracts and programs in the RP1 mod pack, a collection of mods that turns Kerbal Space Program into a much more realistic space program simulator with real scale solar system, historical contracts, and realistic parts. And if you're interested in giving RP1 a go, you will find all the information that you need down there in the description. What are we working on here? Well, last episode I was working and I'm like, I would say 95% done with my stage and a half Atlas rocket. If you missed that episode, you can find a link to it up here at the top right. So I'm going to start off by just trying to finish that off because I do have the launch complex for that rocket. It's going to be done in just a few days. So when that rocket launch complex is done, I want to have that rocket ready to be integrated. And yeah, so that's going to come off right off the bat, but that's not going to take the whole episode. What else do I have? Well, I have things coming up, so I think I'm finally going to leave June 2nd, 1959, where I've been for a few episodes here, and start upgrading things. So I got the hangar that's being upgraded. It's being upgraded for my X7A rocket plane, and its job is to do this X-Planes hypersonic contract. A contract that is long overdue for me to finally finish off the X-Planes program, where I got to get to a speed of greater than 2,000 meters per second with a Kerbal, of course, below 40 kilometers in altitude, and hold that for a couple of minutes. So that's one thing that's in the queue. The other thing that is being in the queue is I got the Explorer 5 and the Explorer 6. Which I wrote down, which are coming up in July and in August. They're coming up. The Explorer 5 is just for science. I wrote myself a little note for that right here. And the Explorer 6 is to do the Cosmic Ray Satellite Beyond LEO, which is this contract right here. And that is to finally get up into high space, which is above an altitude of 36,000 kilometers, and to do some cosmic ray science and some video imaging of the Earth from up there. So that is kind of what's in the queue. Now, actually taking a look at contracts, just really briefly, I was wondering, because if I look at my programs here, let's lose all of these little windows here. If I look at my programs here, I picked up this early lunar probes program, which gets you to do a lunar flyby, first lunar impactor, and other stuff like that. And I was going, you know, well, that Atlas 2 I'm working on right now, I think would be good for pushing payloads up to the necessary altitudes to interact with the moon. But I wasn't seeing the contracts, and so I took a look right at the very beginning of this episode and looked down here and going, where is it? And it's right down here. I got two contracts available here. The lunar flyby uncrewed, which is to get to within 5,000 kilometers of the moon, and I think that's about it. Craft must have power. Electric charge must be at least 1 unit. I'm assuming it must be at least 1 unit at the time when you're doing the flyby. Not like just at the beginning. You have to have some, like, that's the way I'm going to read that. And then I got my first lunar impactor. I can pick up one more contract, so I should pick up one of these, which is complete all of the following: launch a new vessel. It's got to be uncrewed. That's a nice stipulation to put in for an impactor, but okay. Craft must have power. This Kerbal Space Program, so maybe they felt like they needed to state the uncrewed part. Must have electric charge, again, at least 1 unit. I'm assuming, again, that's at the point of impact. It can't be just dead. You can't just hit it with a rock. Impactor probe must be at least 40 kilograms, and destination the moon, and altitude terrain below 35. I guess that's how it reads in impact. Impact the moon with at least a speed of 2,450 meters per second. I have no idea what your impact speed would be of the real moon if you just simply hit it. I'm hoping that doesn't mean I have to fire engines at it. I'm hoping it just means at a normal well, we'll find out, I guess. So that's something I want to look at. We'll put together some budgets for that too, and maybe that'll be something that'll be good for my new Atlas rocket. But let's just get to said rocket. Okay, so it is, I got unfortunately a number of versions of it going now. I'll have to delete the old ones, but it's this one. This is what I'm calling my Atlas II Gamma 8. The second stage is being pushed by a English Gamma 8 motor. I want to fashion this nose cone at the top. It's really the upper stage avionics. So that it would probably end up having a fairing and, you know, carrying some sort of payload on top of all this. But I've been fashioning it this way while I've been going through all the testing. So, and this is employing the stage and a half. So we have a central engine here that is being fed. This was the trick that Carnasa was demonstrating, that what you want to do is use two tanks and separate the tanks with a decoupler with the, which you can't see, it's buried in there, with the fuel crossfeed disabled, so that this tank, this engine here, we can show it if we put on the fuel overlay, is only being run, we got launch clamps on there, so ignore the lines going to the launch clamps, they are also feeding the engine. But this engine's only being run from this tank here. And these engines, if I go to this one, put on the fuel overlay, are only being fed from the lower engine. And then when this tank runs out, McJeb will know, oh, these engines are going to run dry. McJeb will know I got to do some staging. But it'll stage, the staging event here only stages this little skirt. This little engine stays on, connected to this whole tower of tanks. And it's just a way of getting McJeb to see how, you know, that it can make a appropriate delta V calculations over here. It can do the PVG staging correctly and all that stuff. The other thing I want to do with this rocket, of course, is paint it up and make it pretty. So all of that stuff is coming, I suppose, right now. So one thing I want to take a look at is the avionics up here. I think I don't have enough electricity in here. Let's open up the Kerbalism electricity stuff. Let's take the launch clamps off for now. And according to it, let's make this the root part here, so I can temporarily just remove that top stage. It's got 4 minutes of electricity, and I have now completely confuserized McJeb, haven't I? I certainly have. It didn't burn for 4 minutes, but I'm just noticing that I get the electricity warning just at separation, so it must be really close. I'm going to put in another 50 kilojoules. Apply and preserve dimensions. No, it doesn't like that. I got to apply. It won't fit the 50 in there, so apply and resize to fit. So it's going to get a smidge taller there. Now to run for 5. That should be okay. And I do have this to mark it as debris, set as debris on staging. Okay. So that will help. All right, we can put this. Let's put this back on temporarily. Oh, it's got to go this way, of course. Goofy. Let's take a look at this avionics at the top. It's got controllable mass is 25. I thought that was electricity. Let's set it as the root part and take off its bottom stage. And it says it's got enough electricity to last for 10 minutes. I think that's fine. I'm gonna leave it just like that. Okay. So let's put this back together. There. Four-way symmetry, you can do it. There we go. We'll also put a proper launch stand on here and stuff. I can see that has discombobulated my staging. There we go. Okay. As well, I was also suggested, and it's certainly something worth looking at, is to put separation motors on this skirt. Sometimes the skirt stages nicely. Sometimes the skirt gets a little hung up. So maybe it does need a little bit of help with the separation. So what I want to look at, I guess it must be under tiny solids. Tiny solids. So, oh no, that's a multi-stage. Tiny solids right here. So we have the Pioneer adjustment motor. That's probably not it. The spin motor, small. You can see it's just modeled after the stock Separatron. And then the Baby Sergeant. Do I not have... I mean, this, I guess, is a separation motor. What other ones do we have here? Doesn't need to be multi. Doesn't... thrusters and small engines. I'm already using this one for attitude control here. That ain't it. What's under small solids? Oh, here we have separation motors. Okay, so let's take a look here. This one just says spin motor, but I suppose I could use this as a separation motor. It's only 5.7 kilograms, so that's a plus. And then we have these little slightly heavier ones. A radial separation motor small, separation motor small. Oh, these are the same thing, just different different ways of... One's like that, and the other one's a radial part that points downwards like that. And that's probably it. The rest of these are little actual small SRBs meant to get you somewhere. Let's start with our lightest option, which is the spin motor small. And if I put them in, there's that option. If I go to four-way symmetry, I mean, there's an option there. They would just sit like that-ish. I don't know why it's being a little goofy with where that... Okay, we'll live with it. It's not... Sorry, just gonna... I can do things. Didn't like the way it was centering it. I don't know. There was something about it that was... I want them. I'm on three-way symmetry. That doesn't help. That looks right. I wanted it to be set... Oh, I'm noticing... Oh, I was looking at this bump, but this bump on the skirt is off-center. That is what's throwing me off. There we go. Okay, so there's those ones, and then I also have these ones. Obviously, I turn them the other way around. These have a thrust of... Let's see, they're 15.2 kilograms compared to the 5.7, so they're about 3 times as heavy. A little less than 3 times as heavy. 17.6 kilonewtons of thrust in a vacuum. This one is 6. You know, maybe these guys are the better choice. I can just put on 2 of them instead of 4 of these. Well, let's start with these and see how this works. So, we'll just do that. Where are these separation? They're here, so they need to go, obviously, with the staging. Alright, let's save this. Let's give her a simulate, and we're just going to see how this separation works. Simulate. Okay, let's get McJeb over here. Yeah, so there's stuff going on. First of all, I got these words, activate Windows. Maybe this will be more obvious once I launch this thing. And I was about to say, it's too bad I'm launching it in the dark, but in a minute, you'll see why that might not be a bad thing. So I'm going to engage McJeb here. We're just going to hit this and watch close. Yeah, we are bright and colorful. So you might be wondering, what on earth is going on? What's going on? And some of you may be already guessing this. I am recording this on April Fool's Day. And KSP, well, Module Manager likes to have a little bit of fun with the boot up screen, loading screen while you're booting up KSP. But it seems also Waterfall likes to have a little bit of fun too. So Waterfall is in here fiddling with all the settings, and some reason that's why I got this activate Windows thing on the side. I don't know what that's about. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. If it's an instruction to do something, I don't know what the instruction is, but I thought, you know what, I could change the the system date on my computer and convince my computer it's not April Fool's Day, but I thought, it might be a fun thing to have for this episode. It also tells you exactly when I've recorded this episode, and yeah, you will be seeing this. This video goes, well, I don't know when you are seeing this, but I know that this video goes public on April the 11th, so it does give you a bit of an idea. Patreon patrons and YouTube members, by the way, do get it 2 days before that, but it goes public on April the 11th, so it gives you a bit of an idea of how much ahead of time I do record these videos, which I've mentioned, I know, a few times. Anyway, that's kind of funny. Okay, where are we at? We are about 37 seconds away from the skirt separation, which is what this test is all about. Yeah, this activate windows is kind of weird. I'm also noticing I'm not getting the simulation word up here. So maybe the simulator? Like maybe it's Kerbal Konstructs, or sorry, it's Kerbalism, right? That deals with the simulations. Maybe it's a little confused because it does look like the same font Kerbalism uses. I'm just noticing it doesn't say simulation up here. Instead it says activate windows here. That feels like a bug. Okay, anyway, we're coming up to it. That worked pretty good. I like that. I think that was pretty alright. Alright, we're bringing this back home. Bringing it back home. So, those 4 separation motors, let's do this by... I might be putting way too much thought into something like this, but they are providing 6 kilonewtons of vacuum thrust. So 6 times 4 is 24. 24 kilonewtons of vacuum thrust. To get the same thing from this, I would need 2 of them, would actually be more vacuum thrust. But 2 of these would be about 30 kilograms, 30.4 kilograms, while the 4 of these is less than that. They're 5.5 times 4, or 5.7 times 4 is definitely less than 30, so I think I'm just gonna stay with what I got. It works okay. All right, so what other notes did I make? That is about it. I'm gonna color this thing. Oh no, let's get a proper launch clamp. No, let's color it first. Let's paint her up. So I'm gonna stay with the same sort of theme that I've been having with all of my Atlas rockets. So if I bring up, for instance, my Atlas 1B, that would be this one, right? I want to stick with this theme. So what I'm going to do, what is the, there is a pattern on this, right? Core texture is the Atlas rivets. So I'm going to open up the coloring GUI. I think this should work. And simply say here to store this pattern. And if I open up my this one and go to the Atlas, oh, it is say Atlas rivets for the textures. So if I open up the coloring GUI and say load pattern, I think that's right. I think that looks, that's okay, not too exciting, but that's that's what it is. Okay, we can go to this one, do the same thing, open the coloring GUI, load pattern. Yep. Oh, I got something funny down here. Okay, I'll have to figure that out in a second. Now this guy here is just a regular balloon tank. So I might have to get a little bit more creative with that. This one here, I definitely feel like I should get more creative. Open coloring GUI, load pattern. It's working, but I'm seeing no, yeah. Okay, we'll play with this. Let's start back on the bottom here again. Okay, why there is a, let's close that. Mount textures. Let's open the coloring GUI again. I think I need to bring up this. It might, this little gap, but Mount. So this is on... I think it's just the stock white color. 236 is all the way along. Let's see. So, white paint. There we go. And the secondary color is probably just black paint. Those 46s? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's fix that up. Let's move this skirt up a little bit. Hoping the separation motors... Okay. We close that. Oh. Ah, shoot. Undo what I just did. Try it again. There we go. Oh, that was so hard. See if that might be a little bit cleaner. What about these little motors? Do they have any kind of coloring GUI on them? No. I cannot color those small spin motors. We can color these, right? There's two different mounts for those. I kind of like the bigger mounts. And then I can change the color of the cover. Ooh, what is that? Bear covers. Those are... That's an industrial looking like that, but unfortunately it makes it look kind of funny with that. I could go white. Probably white's the best choice. I kind of like the red though. Might go with red and maybe put some spots of red in other places as well. Like for instance, if I open up the coloring GUI on that, we have a secondary color which is black. I have no idea where that is though. I don't see much. Oh, I guess it's probably just this annoying little pipe. And then there's a detail color. Where did that red go? I don't even see where that red is. If I collect that, what do we got here? I got select a mount. Oh, there's nothing there. Select a node. There's nothing there. You're just silly. We have the Atlas River rivets. We have the Atlas. We have USA. But if I do that, I lose the ability to do any of my color changes. Still don't see where that red's showing up, so not going to worry about it. Okay, let's go back to the Atlas rivets. Fortunately, I have to put these back in, but it was just white and black. So again, I don't see where the black goes. All right, what about here? Open up the coloring GUI. The mount is pretty much hidden, so there's nothing to do there. The core, what is detailed core again? Oh, there's some red. Little splash of red there, I like it. Might need to continue, because unfortunately here, this... Again, I'm thinking I only have... Yeah, there's not a lot of choices here, so I'll just go back to the Atlas rivets. We'll go back to loading the pattern. Oh, it didn't like that. Am I on the right coloring GUI? There we go. But I'll make that one detail red right there. Okay, and scrolling on up, let's take a look at our balloon tank here. So we do have some choices here for different textures. Let's see if we can make something that's not too garish and something that sort of fits in with everything else. That could probably work. That's good. That. Fancy Metal 6. It's the one I'm liking so far. Actually, kind of. It's the redstone. I think I still might go to the fancy Metal 6. Was Atlas one of their things? I don't think it was. If I think, can you just select them? No, there's no select. It's just with the tool. Okay. Fancy Metal 6. Fancy Metal 6. Load the pattern. Oh dear, I'm in the wrong one. So the problem is that Windows always, you gotta open up the new one. There we go. Load the pattern. Where does the detail show up? Oh, a little bit of red stripey there. I like that. We'll definitely get some decals on here too. Yeah, okay. And then this guy. Again, let's play her. This is again just a balloon tank. So all you're doing. Okay. That kind of works. Open the coloring GUI, load a pattern, get the colors the same. And then I'll just keep the avionics exactly the same. I can live with that. I can live with my choice. Okay, and up to here. Let's see what we can get. Again, want to keep it. Still got to put decals on it, so I want to not make I don't want to make it be so busy that I can't put some decals around it. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that's. Maybe that might be the better plan. Load the pattern. Oh, that's weird. Is this still the old one? Open the coloring GUI. There we go. Ooh, the motor itself doesn't come out very nicely, does it? I've got two variants on the motor. Okay, I kind of like that going over everything. There is no coloring GUI. So I guess I gotta live with that grayish color for that. I could try and match that gray. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's dark gray, light gray. Dark gray seems to be the closest. Stock dark gray. Stock black. Let's go with the dark gray. That seems to just match that best. Again, where does the detail come in? Oh, a little red stripe at the top. I kind of like it, but I'm going to make it black. Nice. Okay. And then we got the actual nose cone, which this is the avionics, but I'm very likely to change the shape of this so I can put a payload on the top of it. But for now, it'll be good. Open up the coloring GUI. Actually, let's start with close you. Again, going through textures. Where are the textures? Here we are. Probably keep it sim. I'm just thinking, I'm picturing it also being a different shape than what it is there. I might just go with this. Load a pattern. That's lovely. Where does this red show up? A little red right at the top. No. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make that back to black. So basic colors here. Now, what I also need, if I get into, I think it's under command or here utility. Where do they keep all the little flags and stuff? It's under structural. That seems like the wackiest spot. But this is a UK British engine, so I'm going to change this to a, oh, I got a Royal Air Force thing, but I'm actually going to change it to a Union Jack here. Have it kind of come out. Sort of funny shape there, isn't it? At the very end. That's a little better. They almost match up. I can make that. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to stick with what I was doing before. I'm going to put on the text here. It's two-way symmetry. It is. Set the text. This is just going to say the United Kingdom. And we're going to make it vertical. Close that. There we are. Play with the text a little bit more here with our fonts. I'm trying to remember what I used before. I think just the United States Air Force font actually always looks pretty good. You want something that's bolded too. Actually, there seems to be more here than there was in the past. I think there's been an upgrade or something. At least I remember there being less than this. In fact, NASA's not an option. How did NASA not be an option here? Am I crazy? Like, I guess that kinda? Weird. I haven't done this in a while. There is a size somewhere, right? Scale. We can scrunch it together a bit more. I like it. Okay. Now, there's also this opacity thing's a neat thing because you can actually give it this feeling of wear. If I can do it correctly. Edge wear, that's what I was looking for. I'm not sure if I'm seeing any difference. Alright, so anyway, that's that part. The Atlas, of course, down here is American. So let's deal with that. Set the flag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try turning this vertically. Upping the scale of this. Really nice big flag. Kind of sits in that spot all right, I think. And same thing here. Copy that, but we're going to obviously change this to United States. There's something I'm hitting that's getting that camera to move like that. Up the scale. Garish as hell, isn't it? Actually, wait, just remove these launch clamps for a little bit. Scale it up again. Works for me. I might just move the flags over to this side, though. There we go. She is what she is. Okay. I want to... What else do I want to do? Probably do another... I did play with the skirt here, so I do want to make sure that that isn't in any way compromised. But otherwise, it's a little garish, but that's okay. I also want to... Sorry. Let's get into our Atlas launch stand. The same launch stand I've been using all the way along. Oh, it's not called the Atlas launch stand. I thought it was called the Atlas launch stand. So that shows you what I know. You could spend all day here just playing with building the Atlas launch stand. Why is that not an option for me? I don't know. It's a little bit awkward to stick it on here. Can I get you onto that middle motor? Oh, it's an Atlas launch stand alternate. That's interesting. Oh, I know why it won't stick to that motor. Because that motor's what's got the decoupler attached to it. Well, where's the regular Atlas launch stand? Hello? Where are you? There it is. Oops. Let's throw you away. We'll have to tweak this down. We have here the Vanguard launch stand. Let's really look at some of these. Yeah, it's too small. No. Okay. So what I need... No, that's still not the same... What am I doing? That is the Atlas launch stand, but I'm pretty sure it looked better than that. Am I just crazy? Let's move it down. Which you have to do, or else you get awful things happening. Just hang on here for a second. I'm going to save this. Open up this guy. Yeah, where's this? What is this thing called? Atlas launch stand. I feel like I'm being April fooled again. Fine, I'll do this. There we go. Into assembly zone. Atlas launch stand. That is in no way close to the word stand. There we go. Off, you can go on. Fortunately, it feels a little bit small now. Back to here. Is there another Atlas launch stand? Like, I don't think if I put these in order of words. Why are they different? That is so strange. Oh, wait. I might have a different... Yes, I just have different stand styles. That's all it is. Oh, my God. It does not take much to confuse me, does it? No, it does not. Fortunately, the scale of this can't be increased. No. We can play with pipes and stuff. I think it should be okay as long as maybe come down a little bit further. Just gotta make sure that those engine bells are free and clear. That's the main thing. Now, there are other nodes here. Like, can I put in things like little service towers and stuff just to kind of... Or umbilicals? It's the redstone umbilical. Not played much with this. Shuttle. A mini service tower. I guess that's just meant to be a generic one. Vanguard service tower. The Thor Delta service tower. Ooh, with ooh. Oh, look at that. Now if I lower this, just so it's in the ground. Now I obviously have some adjustments of these umbilicals I could do. Be really cool if we could. Okay, so we got a color. We got tower height. That just makes the whole thing higher. That's cool. And I guess higher still. That's probably too high, though not bad. Down a little bit. We have umbilical configuration. Oh, you can just... Oh, you can turn off that very, very top one. I kind of like, actually, it with it off. Maybe now put it up high. No, back down. And then we have color. Color of what? Just the umbilicals, or? Not sure what I'm changing the color of. I don't see anything changing color here. Okay. You can change the color of the tower. It'd be really boring. What else can we do? Oh, here's where you can select. Okay. Umbilical configuration 2. Oh, that's the... Oh, whoa. This is umbilical configuration 1. Okay, and because I turned it off, I couldn't see it. So umbilical configuration 2. This is the one I can adjust the color of on that. Okay, I see. Is there a way to get it to just be longer? Vertical adjustment. Horizontal. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to grab this guy. Move it so it goes in like so. Okay, and now I should have been doing this a long time ago. Visibility. Okay. White. Okay, the color's fine. The vertical, I wouldn't mind it. Oh, you can make it higher or lower. Okay, what if I made the whole thing higher and just brought this downwards? Oh, there, that's the ticket. Okay, let's look at the third umbilical. Definitely want you visible. The color is fine. We can bring the color, we can bring it down, but I want to bring it out like so. Ooh. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on here with... This thing must have some sort of... Oh, it's at the very bottom here, I get it. So we gotta sort of play with the staging here a bit. There. So it'll get staged, obviously, with the clamps and stuff. Fortunately, there's no way to make these clamps. Like, there's no size. Oh well, we'll live with it. Alright, I'm going to give this a little test. And if this works, I'm going to kind of call it. And we'll wait for our launch complex to be done. Let's see how she looks. So, simulate. This time I'm going to go a few hours in the future, so it's not like right at sunrise. Simulate. Okay. Oh, I like it. I like it. Should have been using these little towers and stuff all the time. Okay, let's engage McJeb. And let's push this and see how she goes. I'm really excited about seeing how these umbilicals go. Now, hopefully it won't get hung up down at the bottom there. I could get just a bigger launch stand at the bottom, but let's see how this goes. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh. Why haven't I been doing that like for months? For months. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's time warp this and we'll see how that stage separates. And we got another 85 seconds. We got all our little colors going. Lovely colors. Okay, 60 seconds until stage separation. The colors make me smile. This activates Windows annoying, but I think that's just some sort of bug, and I'm assuming it'll go away the moment I am not on April 1st. Okay, and all right, 5 seconds to dropping that. Hopefully it'll all go clean. Yeah, it was okay. Seemed to be okay. We'll go with that. All right. Lovely colors. Our roll motors are going well. Everything's in control. It's time warp to the next one. 75 seconds till the next stage separation. I should be, here's where I should be looking at this electricity. That electric charge is fine. This one should still be full. It is. Well, how many minutes is it saying here I have electric charge? It says I got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left of electric charge here. We'll be separating before that. You can see how close this. I upped this up. I upped this up. That's a phrase. Yeah, this 3 minutes here is including all the batteries. 20 seconds. Wow, this is pretty tight. Might want to put in another 50 kilojoules into that. 10 seconds. Wow. I'm just looking at the electricity. Like, it is just barely, and then we get the warning right there. So I think I am going. The warning happened just before separation. Lots of colors. Okay. All right, I think I'm happy. I think this thing's doing what it needs to do. There is 10 minutes of electric charge left in this guy. It's going to burn for just, what is it here? A little over 2 minutes. So I'm going to bring her back, bring her home. I'm going to put a little bit more electric charge into this top stage avionics right here. Let's put it up to 300 units of electric charge and resize to fit that. Apply and preserve dimensions. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Oh my gosh, I was upping the tonnage. Oh, you little rockhead. I was upping the tonnage. So it was originally at... Oh, frickety, frackety, froo. This was originally 200. This was 358, so maybe put that at 400. I was upping the tonnage, not the... Okay. 200's about right. This thing weighs 167 tons. Maybe actually... Apply and preserve those dimensions. Oh, no, not apply and preserve dimensions. Apply and resize to fit. There we go. Like this has been tooled. Okay, so I'm now up to 400 kilojoules in here. That's why. So this is 167 tons. Just really quickly. The Atlas, new Atlas complex, if I look at construction here, I think it'll tell me. It's between 138 and 185 tons. But it would probably just be a minor mod. It's a little heavier. It should be okay for now. Keep this at 200 tons. Alright, I'm happy with that. So I was changing. I'm sure there are people that noticed that watching the video and went, "You're changing the tonnage. You're not changing the electricity, you goof." I figure things out eventually. Okay, I'm happy. Let's save this. Actually, I'm going to rename this too. This is now just simply the Atlas 2 Gamma 8. And we're going to save this. Actually, one thing... Yeah, we'll overwrite whatever that old one is. One thing that was confusing me is, you might recall, this was again several videos ago that I really started working with this, and I didn't have any of the roll issues with the old rocket, despite the fact that it has the exact same motors on it, which I find really, really weird. Like when I went to the, when I lost the skirt, I lost roll control, so that's why I got the roll engines, but I got the same motors. So I'm very confused as to why I didn't have it before and now I have it now, but oh well. Whatever. That's done. Let's open up. Save that again. Open up the... I'm going to get rid of all these stupid extra ones here. So... I don't think I should... This one that I wrote continue tweaking on, we'll delete that. And this one that I wrote working version, we'll delete that. And... I got 2 of them here. These must be different. What's this one? Oh. Okay, so... Oh! Oh, this is with the Stentor, the Atlas 2 Stentor. I guess I'll keep that. Why do I have an Atlas 2 Stentor? I don't know. I think this is much more sensible. Now let's delete the Atlas 2 Stentor. I'll never do that. Load. Delete. Okay. Cancel, cancel. I think this is good. This is ready. Yep. So, all right, let's get out of here. And I want to really quickly close that. Look at budgets. How is my budget doing? Because I've been fiddling with programs. Okay, I got a positive balance. 200. Okay. All right. So let's see. I do have. See, once the Atlas 2 launch complex is complete, I'll have to hire engineers for it. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Or transfer engineers from the Atlas 1 complex. I do have researchers that are being hired to get up to 6. I think I'll let that happen first before I get into getting engineers. All right, well, let's warp to completion of the hangar. And then we'll go in there. We have our Bell X7A. Oh, I just called it the X7A. No Bell in it on this one. This is the one I robbed from my previous RP1 series because I just got so tired of mucking with planes. And does this need to be tooled at all? No, it does not. So we should be able to just build you. Oh, I do have to unlock some parts. 2 parts is going to cost me nothing. What do we got? An isogrid structure tank. I don't know what is okay. And a small hardpoint. Yep, those hardpoints are what's holding these on. I don't know Whatever. I just want to get this done. So, okay, that should now be in the building queue being constructed, but unfortunately, yeah, we got to get out of here. Unfortunately, it is taking an infinite amount of time because I got to poach some some engineers from the Atlas complex. Now, I don't think I'm in any hurry. If I look at X-Planes, look, the X-Plane still hasn't reached its peak funding. I'm reaching this peak funding later on this year. So let's make this just a really slow build. And then I think I really am going to be done with X-Planes. I don't think I'm going to... So we'll go to staff. We'll go to engineers. We'll go to the Atlas Launch Complex. We're going to... That's it. Atlas. There we go. We're going to take out 10. And we'll go back to the hangar, and we're going to put those 10 in the hangar. Now, what does that do? This is 1961. I want to get it to this year. So let's get it to just barely this year. Okay, so let's back to Atlas. Let's take 20 more. Hangar. I think I missed a button. Oh no, there. Okay, there, I got 40 in here. When's this now? This is now November of this year, 1959. I am cool with that. We're going to do a really slow build. It's not going to take too long. Of course, unfortunately, that did rob some of them from building on the Explorer 4 and the Explorer 5. The Explorer 5 is now back till July. They've both been pushed back about a month. Oh, what you're going to do? I'm still hiring researchers. I'm going to wait till I hired these researchers before I hire more engineers. Okay. Okay. So that's cool. Close that. We have Launchpad reconditioning. Okay, that is done. And now we have the completion of the Atlas II launch complex. You know, it's funny, I'm getting the launch complex done, and what's going to be my downfall, not my downfall, what's going to be holding me up is the lack of engineers. I think I might poach a few more engineers from the Atlas 5 and the Explorer 5 and the Explorer 6 for the sole purpose of just getting started with the integration of the Atlas II. So, opening back up my Atlas II. That is you. Okay, I love the... Oh, why didn't I use that launch tower earlier? Okay, so what I want to do... I want to reshape this nose cone so that it can accept some sort of payload. Now, I have no idea what that payload is going to be. We do have... These are kind of... I can put these... Oh, that's bigger than I thought it would be. But this is scalable, right? Yeah, it is. That has a wet mass of... Okay, remember there was the impactor thing had to be at least 40, 50, 40 something kilograms or something? Let's scale this down. I know what I'm going to do. Take that off. What's the... Change the shape of this. So it is on the bottom 1.5 meters. What if we make the top of this also 1.5 meters? Maybe even a little bit smaller, so there's a little bit of a shape to it. I don't like the roundiness of that. Let's change it to just a... Not the smooth cone, but just the cone. There we go. 1.5 meters by there. Oh, I've lost, okay, I lost my old numbers. Okay, let's open, don't save this. Gotta relook. Bring it open again. Okay. I want to match the avionics here. So there's 25 tons in controllable mass. Just writing that down quick. And there's 200 kilojoules of electric charge. So I wanna maintain that. So we're gonna take this. Maybe the smooth cone's not a bad idea. So let's just increase the top. That all these numbers have stayed. This is an increase, but let's resize to fit to these new numbers here. That'll make that whole thing shorter. How's that looking? That isn't terrible. I don't mind that. But now I got 1.4 meters. Maybe even make it a little wider on the top. How about if I make it 1.45 meters? What's the difference? I don't know. Again, this just needs to be 200 kilojoules. Still 25 tons of controllable mass. 200 kilojoules here. Apply, resize to fit. None of this has obviously been tooled yet. That's okay. And now I'm going to put a fairing on the top. So we're looking at the, what's the payload one? All interstages, ribbed interstage adapter. Oh, they're up here. Procedural fairing base, ring base, payload adapter. I think this is the one I usually have in here. There's that one, and then there's this one. I don't know. I've never used this one. What if I scale down the radius here a little bit? I think 1.5 was the size, right? I can go with that. Extra radius of fairing nodes. Oh, you can adjust the number of... Oh, so if you want to have multiple nodes here. Am I crazy? Or am I just misunderstanding something? Oh, put some on the side. Oh, it's for the fairing base itself. That's all. I'm sorry. I understand. I thought it was nodes, like interstage nodes you could put on the top. Force percentage. Or there's that one. If I put that on and put it to 1.5. Let's stick with... I've used this one a fair bit. Let's use this one. Okay. So... the idea of this here is that will fit on there. And obviously, once there's a payload, it'll have to be adjusted. But, and this is now Launch Complex 2. Good. Everything is green here. This thing is 167 tons. This thing can take up to 185 tons. All right, I'm going to integrate this. So we got a lot of tooling to do. I have no doubt of that. Actually, no, we don't. Just a bunch of tool tank. Okay, let's tool all this. Purchase all toolings. Okay, tooling's done. That was all, again, handled by credits that I built up. And then we got... unlocking parts. If I save this and just go build. Yeah, so I gotta get the engine. I got that new decoupler base I put up there. I got the Atlas skirt decoupler. What is that? Oh, that's... yeah, I've never used... yeah, the skirt is new. The LR101 engine. Have I not? Oh, yes, of course. It's the engine upgrade. I've never up... if I open up the upgrade, yeah, it's the engine upgrade. The service tower. Some of these are free, by the way. And the procedural fairing base. Oh, that's up at the top. What is the TD-? Oh, I snuck the TD-12 decoupler in there. That's right. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't cost me anything, but I'm spending 33,000 in credits. This vessel contains prototype configs that haven't been unlocked. Okay. Acknowledge. So I think that was the same one 3 times. So I gotta unlock you. Purchase for 64,000. Am I out of credits? I don't have enough credits left to purchase that upgrade on that motor. Oh, well, isn't that a stinker? So I need 64,000 in credits. What about this one? Is there an engine upgrade? Then what was the 101 engine that they were talking about? Oh, that's this little buddy. Yes, okay, yeah. Alright, so I can't unlock all my motors yet. I need, what was it again? I need 64,500 funds, or in credits. I only have 18,000 credits. Yeah, there's the unlock cost right there, 64.5. So I can't start the integration of this. Well, that solves my engineer problem at least. Okay, so this won't fly for a little bit just yet. Alright, let's get out of here. You can save it. Get out of here. Alright, if I go to budget, can I set like a goal for credits or anything like that? I'm not quite sure I can. Tooling. Training. Budgets. Setting. Oh, I should do some training. Oh, I can wait on the training. I'll set up an alarm for the training. The training takes a... Yeah, once we get about a month away from the X7A being done. Warp to a fund target. Okay, that's just... Well, there's automatic staffing. Okay, understood. Okay, let's open up alarm clock. Create an alarm. Oh, that's the stock one. I have Kerbal alarm clock. All right. So the X7A is done March. Let's start their training 2 months ahead of time. So September 12th. So we're going to add an alarm. Make it an actual date. Year 9. Oh, do I have to make it like... Oh, my God. Oh, it tells you down here. Okay. Let's go to time interval then. So September. So let's take off. Let's make this 100 days. September 12th. Perfect. That's 2 months ahead of when the thing will be ready. Good. And this alarm is going to be a start training. I can't remember what the cockpit was, the X-27, but I know what I mean if I say start X7 training. Okay, so we'll add that in. That's going to come up. Oh, whoa. In 3... No. Why? Why? Okay, let's delete that and try that again. Add an alarm. 100 days from now. This is saying of 1967. Wait. Oh, there's 8 years on here. For goodness sakes. Oh my God. Okay. September 14th. Yes. I want actually just take off 2 more days. 98. September 12th of 1959. That's perfect. Yes. Okay, now start X7 training. Add the alarm. All right, so that's coming up in 98 days. And yeah, what's toggle calendar? What that does. Is there a way to get it to pop up into here? I thought there was. Maybe only some things do. Whatever. You know what? Let's not worry about it. It'll remind me. It'll remind me. Okay. Let's warp to the completion of our... Let's watch our budget too. Warp to the completion of our 600 researchers. And then we got lunar communication. But let's see if we can increase the staff. I can look up here. Where are my credits at? It's always in a weird spot. Under science. I have 29,000 in unlocked credits. I needed 64, I think. Okay, let's go to staff. On the Atlas 1 launch complex, I can hire up to 305, so I'd love to hire another 40 engineers. Yes'm. So let's set up the auto hire. And for the Atlas launch complex, 305. Again, leave in the reserve funds of 5,000. That seems good to me. I should really check on that. Like, what does it cost to launch the rockets that I have coming up? Though I know there have already been integrated. It's already in the cost. But just to sort of not do myself something really dumb. Atlas 1 launch complex. So the Atlas 5, if I edit it. Oh, it costs just 2,000. Okay, I'm sure the other one's not much more. Okay, cancel edits. It's good. It's the Explorer 5, isn't it? Okay. Then let's leave all that. We got lunar range communications coming up next. That's good. Where's my science? I'm at 8.7. I really need to get more science. We now can reach further than we ever could before. Should also think about starting to upgrade the tracking station now that that's in the queue. Lunar grade communications. That's this one. So, oh, is there a purchase cost for... Oh, that's just for the Communitron 16, or is it an extendable Omni? Yeah, has potential upgrades. Then Comtech level 1. Level 2 tracking station research unlocked. Although still on analog transmitters, improvements in miniaturizations allows for practical communications out to the moon. Okay, so that costs 10,000. Cost after credits is 0. I guess I'll do that because I'm going to need it. That knocked back my... Oh, it doesn't tell me there. Is there more science that I need? I'm losing track. Like I still need... I just need to get more science. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm... Am I? No, I still got basic avionics being researched, and that's not due till September. Okay. But I am getting low on the research front, aren't I? 8.7, but I don't think 8.7 will unlock anything for me. Okay, that will unlock a digital communications. So bear with me for just a second. If I go to the lunar probes thingy, I'm a little, or no, this early observation. I'm worried that I don't have this science. So I need to have an orbital perturbations experiment. And this one requires the infrared radiometer 1 experiment. I think I got that. Just want to make sure I got the right science. So orbital perturbations. Oh, my odds of being able to spell this. That's probably close enough. Just want to make sure I do have that. Ah, here we go. So I do need this. I need this node. So I should save for it. It cost me 19 science. And I might need this, though. I might need to get this first. And that costs 18. Yeah, I do. I need to get this first. And that costs 18 science. Oh, my gosh. All right. I need science. I need science. Okay. Oh, I don't know how good my planning's been. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? We are hiring 305 engineers. That's coming up in just 8 days. So let's do that. And this is about, okay. And now we got this to be completed. The Atlas 5. Just 11 hours. And this thing is just for science. Not the Atlas 5. I keep saying that. It's the Explorer 5 on the Atlas 1B rocket. Roll that out. That's going to take 3 days. And what time is it? It is... Sun is coming down. Let's warp to sunrise. Here, I'm going to do a very quick save. Save that. Because I've been finding my warp to sunrise button has been intermittent. No, it worked right that time. Okay. And launch. Okay, so let's keep the orbital info up here. Let's open up our ascent guidance. And this fella is just for science, I believe. Ascent guidance, there it is. No contract associated with this. Let me find the notes. I wrote my notes. I just wrote Explorer 5 is for science. So we'll get rid of the notes, but I do have some instructions here for the McJeb settings. So let's put those. So I have early cutoff is off, which it is. I have burnout set to 250. I have inclination needs to be 90, which it is. Good. I must remember these with the rocket. Rolling is that. Unguided stages. Stage 0 is unguided. Again, that makes sense. Drop solids early should be off, and it is. And other than that, I should be able to engage McJeb and go. So, let's move this to the sun shining. Engage McJeb. Run orbit. And cross our fingers. Now, I believe, if I recall correctly, there was an Explorer 4. There it goes. And Explorer 4 was a clone of this one, exactly the same as this one, but it failed to reach orbit a few episodes ago when one of these engines failed on me during the ascent. So hopefully we won't see a repeat of that. This thing is all about the science. You can see it's got a whole boatload of science on here. Micrometeorite detector, cosmic ray science, magnetic scan, telemetry analysis, so the telemetry doesn't mean anything, and video imaging. And it's going to go up into a polar orbit, and it's going to collect all those things. It does have, as you can see, solar panels on it, so hopefully it'll last for a good while. And I gotta look to see what's going on with the Explorer 6. I might launch another one of these because I really need to start seeing the science coming in. The loss of the Explorer 4 kind of set me back, I think, a little bit. Again, got the pretty flames here from it being April Fool's Day. Still got a minute to go on the Atlas stage, so let's time warp that away. Okay, pitching over, as it is wont to do. Okay, 25 seconds. All right, let's take the time warp off. We have started running video imaging. Somebody was suggesting doing some video imaging just within the upper atmosphere, simply with something like a V2 rocket, dropping a payload, having the parachutes deploy really early and trying to get that kind of hang time. I'd have to integrate a whole new launch complex, unfortunately, for that, because my 2 launch complexes I have cannot launch something that small. I don't know if that was a mistake on my part or whatever, but it's kind of what I did. But this guy, other than being in orbit, I have no other specific parameters, and going for a polar orbit, which it is. Okay, so anyway, Atlas stage performed nominally. Now we're on to the Stentor stage. Oh my gosh, in this series you've been seeing a lot of that rocket. Again, its predecessor is coming, but not its ancestor. The next one, the next iteration of the Atlas is coming, but it's just being held up, well, by various funding problems, isn't it? All right, got 50 seconds left on the Stentor. And 30 seconds left. We're collecting all kinds of science here, and then we'll evaluate kind of how this thing is doing once it's in orbit. Hopefully that'll be achieved without an issue. Okay, 10 seconds, and then we just have a little baby sergeant at the top. I think it's just a single baby sergeant that's going to do the final pushing it into the orbit thing. There we go. And we are good. We are in an orbit 250 kilometers by about 1,500 kilometers. I've totally lost attitude control on this part. Our electricity is now perpetual. Hopefully it'll stay that way for a little while. So let's just take a look at the science that we got. So the video imaging takes just 20 minutes, but it's biome specific. So it's 20 minutes over each biome. So it's going to do little bits of different biomes. We have the magnetic scan, which takes 30 days. We have the cosmic ray science, which takes 88 days. And then we have the micrometeorite detector. That takes just 4 days. But I'm thinking probably the cosmic ray science and the magnetic science is worth putting on another satellite to try and collect that a little bit more quickly. But otherwise, that was successful. I think I'm just going to leave it. These are the upgraded solar panels. So the first vessel that I think went with these better solar panels on it. So hopefully the solar panels will last longer than in the previous solar face experiments that you were seeing. Okay, anyway, this is done. This is done. Let's get back to the Space Center. That was successful. Okay, so now what am I doing for? I'm at 31,000 credits. Again, I need about 64,000 credits. Actually, let's go back to this. I'm just going to rename this vessel. Go. Just going to rename you just the Explorer 5. You lose all the where's the rename? Don't hit range safety. Up here. Command. Rename. Just Explorer 5. Accept. So how many things does that put in orbit here for us? I mean, a lot of these things are kind of defunct. I'll be the first to admit that. We have... oh, I should have put it into a circumpolar orbit, or a sun-synchronous orbit. Try and be in the sun for a little bit, but I didn't think about it. So we got... That's Explorer 5. We got the Atlas 1B Stentor Caster. What the frick is that? I don't even know what that is. We have Solar Phase 3. I'm sure some of the... at some point, I'll just go through and start deleting some of these. Oh, that's it. What is the Atlas Stentor? What is that? Let's go to that vessel. Starting to forget. So this must have been just for a contract to get into a very specific orbit. Oh, this was the sun synchronous orbit. That's right. It is probably out of electricity. Well, we'll leave it up for a little bit, but I think it is very much done. Okay, let's get back. All right. So let's open up notes. Explorer 5 has been taken care of. Explorer 6 I have written down. Do cosmic ray oh, that's the Beyond LEO one. I think I'm going to put up another Explorer 5. But I'm going to just make it... Let's just take a quick look at my science thing. My science archive. The cosmic ray science, which takes like 90 days. And then I think there was the magnetic scan. Yes, that takes 30 days. Micrometeorite detection. Well, that's mostly completed. At least for space low. Even though that took 91 days. That's amazing. I don't know what's oh, I don't know if there's anything actively doing... Like, here, let's take a look at what we got. We have the... What is Solar Phase 3? It is, again, another one. It is out of electricity. So I think the only working probe I have is the Explorer 5. Yeah. See, I don't have communication right now. That's timing out. But as you can see here, the batteries are fine. But the other two here, they are dead. So I think what I should do is put out another series in that Explorer one. So let's go back into here. I believe... Okay, here I have one called the Explorer 5, but I'm not convinced. Oh, this looks like it, doesn't it? That definitely looks like it. And it had all that science aboard, yes. So this was doing... And these are the upgraded... Where does it tell you what tier? Yes, we're on tech level 1 for the solar panels. So I think... Let's simplify. Let's simplify. We're going to send up another one of these. I guess this one will be Explorer 7. So, looking at this and looking at configuring the science... Which is right here. Alright. Close you. Okay, so we have an early TV camera. It takes only 20 minutes, but it's doing it over every biome. I'm going to let that one roll. We have a radiation detector, which is the... what experiment is that one? The cosmic ray science one, right? Yes. That one I want to leave because it takes 90 days, so I'm going to do that one again. And we got the magnetic scan. Well, there is a micrometeorite detector on this thing. Okay. We have a micrometeorite detector, which takes 91 days. I don't think there's any sense putting up another one because it's already 80% completed. So that should probably finish this off. So let's take off the micrometeorite detector. Put that down to none. We have a magnetometer. And that is doing a magnetic scan. And that takes 30 days to complete, and we've done pretty much none of it. So I'm going to just take off the micrometeorite detector. And I might just leave it otherwise exactly the same. Is there anything else that's worth collecting? That's a good question. Here, let's go through them all. So barometer, I've done that. Thermometer, I've done that. Now what I could do is I could send something up into high space and start collecting. I haven't been to high space yet. Radiation detector, magnetometer, mass spectrometer 1. Mass spectrometry. Only collected 20% of it. It takes, oh, it only takes 2 hours to collect. Has that not been done before? Oh, might as well put that on. Okay, we'll put on the mass spectrometer for space low. Oh no, I got 100% of it. I was looking at the flying high, so that doesn't make sense. Okay. Micrometeorite detector, early cameras already on there, and then a none. Okay. And I'm back to that. Okay, I'm gonna leave this then, I think, the way it is. So do that, do that, do that. Okay, otherwise, I don't think I have to change a bloody thing about this. I'm going to leave the exact same launch profile. Maybe think about sun synchronous for it. You know, launch. You know what? I'm sure it's fine. So let's build this. So that's that. I'm going to rename it in just a little bit. I also want to take a look at, let's get out of here. I want to take a look at construction. No, integration. Okay, this is now the Explorer 7. Edit. Why'd I do that? Get out of here. I need to rename you your Explorer 7. Okay, let's take a quick look at Explorer 6 because I've totally forgotten what it's about. Now, Explorer 6 is going into the upper atmosphere, or not the upper atmosphere, high space. So it's capable of doing it. And it's got cosmic ray science and video imaging aboard. What I might... Probably just more copies of this. Might not be a bad idea. Take a look at the contract just real quick. It's doing this one. Yeah, maybe just more of these, but with different payloads aboard. May not be a bad plan. You can see it's very similar on the top as the Explorer 5 was, except for the fact that it's got the additional baby sergeants to push it up into the higher orbit. Okay, let's get out of here. Cancel these edits. Okay, let's go to combined and see here. So we got reconditioning. We got the Explorer 6 coming up in about 40 days. We do have mission control here. We're no longer hiring. What's my budget like? I might start upping the rate at which mission control is being... Oh, it's only 22 days away, so maybe it's not worth my time. I might add to the mix, though, upgrading the tracking station. I think that would be the next logical one to do. It's a little deceptive if you're used to stock because you see this $50,000 price tag, but that's over a whole course of time that you have the ability to adjust how quickly that's going to go. You can see here it's going to cost me 647 Kerbucks and 80 cents per day, and my balance is only 540 Kerbucks per day. But what I can do, and I think I'm going to, is I'm going to push the upgrade button. We're going to go to construction. You can see here mission control is happening now. Let's put this up to just for fun, 50%. I mean, it's close to being done. What if I put it to 100? If I put it to 100, that's getting it done in just 5 days. Then I can pick up more contracts. Let's do that, but then let's turn down the tracking station. You can see how that's affecting my budget here on the left side. If I turn that down to 30, 25%. Okay, maybe turn both of these to 50. Then I'm not fiddling too much because it's almost done, so it's not like this is saving me a lot of time. There, that leaves me a surplus of 81.9. I like it. So we'll keep it like that. Oh, and the tracking station will be done, is due to be done for December. Cool. Of this year. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so let's go back to the combined. I think I'm just going to go. Remember, I am waiting for my 64,000 credits, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to recondition the launch pad. Okay, I'm now at 32,000 credits. Let's get our mission control. Oh, we just got some video aim. Oh, look at that. 18 science. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sorry, going into here. I want to work towards getting, is it this science node here? Yes. So I get that because I'm going to need these experiments. But in order to get this science node, I need this tech node, early human spaceflight. That's an exciting title. That gets me a battery tank upgrade. And it gets me a researcher efficiency upgrade. Both of which are good things. Costs 18 science. I now have 18 science, so we're going to scoop that up. Alright, and then the next thing I'm going to scoop up is this early human spaceflight as soon as I have the 19. Now, let's take a look at the research queue. We have basic avionics and probes. Is it worth changing the order of this? That's this one. No, that improves my avionics. Let's leave the order the way it is. Let's leave the order the way it is. How's my staffing doing? I could get more researchers going. Because I'm noticing that my early human spaceflight's not due until June of next year. So let's go to staff. Oh, I'm on staffing. Let's go to researchers. Let's again set an auto hire. And we'll put this up to 700 researchers. With a reserve funds of 5,000. Add that. And let's see. Now, I know I was barely running a budget, so I might be doing some adjusting of some things here. Oh, but my mission control is almost done. My 700 researchers will be in play for September of this year. Okay, I'm just going to leave everything else alone. Let's keep time warping. So mission control is next. Oh, boy. New building, new building, new building. There we go. Brand new building. We can hop into here now. I can now carry up to 5 contracts. That's exciting. You can see various... I'm getting all kinds of unlock notices here too. I saw all kinds of video imaging unlocks. Here we are. Oh, look at that. It's doing a great job. I don't know if I need to send up another one. Not in the low space anyway. Good work. Good work on Explorer 5. Right here. Solar Phase 3, you are a slugger. You are a slug. But a sluggard. That's the word I was looking for. But good work on Explorer 5. Still has full batteries. Awesome source. Okay. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Close that, close that, close that, close that. Okay, yeah. We have the Explorer 6 Atlas Stentor coming up next. In just 27 days, I see no reason why not. Oh, where's my credit? Still at 36,000. So let's do that. Okay, we can roll it out. 26 science! Oh my gosh. Finally, I'm starting to see science here. Okay, we're going to go here. And we're going to get this guy, right? In queue? Yes, I need you. Early human spaceflight era science. I'm going to add you to my queue. I should probably start thinking of some of these other tech nodes here, like better rockets and stuff too. Better materials here. Magnesium fairings, engineer, efficiency upgrade. I need 18. That might be my next one. What's this one? Crew survivability. Let's relax on that for a little bit, but that does give me life support. Okay, okay, okay. And oh my gosh, 1959, 1960 rockets. Okay, okay, we're getting... I should like really calm myself down. I also, hang on, I have early descent and landing. An adjustable heat shield. Early flight control. Oh. There's stuff to think about there too. Okay, other things to think about. Other things to think about. And credits. 51,000 credits. Let's just roll out the Explorer 6 and we'll get that guy going. So rolling out the Explorer 6. Warp to complete for that. And again, warp to sunrise. And more science coming in. Oh, I love you, Explorer 5, but it's now time to take a look at the Explorer 6. Oh, recover flights. Just there's the old launch stands there. Okay, so let's get our various McJeb thingies here. So we have ascent guidance. We have our delta V. No, we want the orbital info. Close the rest of that. We got, let's just go to info here. And this one does have a contract associated with it. It is, let's go to uncrewed. Right here, the Cosmic Ray Satellite Beyond LEO. There's also crewed altitude record of 10,000 kilometers. We should be topping that. But let's make sure we got all of our ascent parameters in here correctly. We don't want to screw this up. Early cutoff should be off, which it is. Yep. Burnout altitude 250. Inclination is the current inclination. It is. Of 28.5 degrees. Again, 90-90 on the roll. Unguided stages 0, 1, and 2. Drop solids early should be off. It is. And that is going to be it. So we're going to engage McJeb. And we're going to punch this. So again, just to go over the requirements for this contract, we got to get an apogee of over 36,000 kilometers, which will put us into high space. Stay up there for 45 days. We got to transmit 75% of the cosmic ray science from high orbit. That can be done over multiple launches. So we probably will launch more than another one of these, because if I take a look at here, I think this stuff takes a long time to do. It does. Okay, let's just put, and also videoing imaging of the Earth from high space. So we're going to just run our orbit program. Cross our fingers and hope that this puppy can get it done. All right, here we go again. Colorful flames. Lots of launches on this April Fool's Day. Our launch program has ended. So very much the same rocket as you saw with the Explorer 5. The exception is up at the top, instead of there just being one single baby sergeant to push our payload into the required orbit, there are a total of, what do we got? We got 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 11 is 15 baby sergeants that are all going to get the job done. So we're going to get a lot of little SRBs up here at the end, but in the meantime, this is going to do what it's going to do. Okay, let's time warp. Getting up through the clouds. And I'm wondering too, I mean, I've been waiting on the, again, big hard pitch over. I've been waiting on, here, let's take the time warp off because we're going to be staging soon. I've been waiting on my Atlas 2, but you might recall I was able to take this configuration with the, what do you call them? With the Castor SRBs on the side, and I was able to get an escape velocity, which means I certainly can get myself to the moon. Maybe thinking about building a small flyby mission and using a rocket like this one might not be an entirely stupid idea. Rather than waiting on the great big Atlas 2. The Atlas 2 I think will be good for when I get into some bigger payload. But I think this guy can definitely get the job done. Okay, it's going to go for a little more than 2 minutes. Let's take a look at what we got here. It is running the video imaging again in the upper part of the atmosphere. But we're almost out of that. Now we're into space. So cosmic ray science, that takes 14 days. The video imaging here over the oceans is done. That has been completed by the Explorer 5. We have to get other biomes involved. Okay. Okay. That is exciting. All right. We got another minute. I am on 2 times warp. And then we're going to be firing our some SRBs here. I'm going to give myself a good, let's watch these things go view. All right, here we go. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. I'm taking off the time warp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we are. And then a collection of 3. And then finally, we got one more single one right on the top. There we go. And we have achieved the necessary orbit. We have an apogee of 51, almost 52,000. This thing should have perpetual electricity. Again, it is on the upgraded solar panel, so hopefully they'll... Oh, it says only 14 hours of electric charge. Oh, it's increasing. What's going on here? Well, hopefully this will get itself to perpetual. I'm a little bit concerned. Comms are idle. Comms transmit. Oh, I think I remember this. I think I remember while it's transmitting. Yes. While it's transmitting, it doesn't produce enough over the transmission. Ooh, but then when it's done transmitting, oh my gosh. I thought I had this all worked out, but now I'm not so sure. I thought if it wasn't transmitting any video imaging, it'd be okay, but I'm looking at this. It is increasing in time. So does that mean the batteries are charging? No, the batteries are at full. I don't know. Maybe it'll work itself out. I don't know. Oh, that's because solar panel exposure is increasing. I can see that. Okay, but either way, we are in the necessary orbit. We got to survive the orbit for 45 days, and which is not going to be a problem because we are in a stable orbit. And we got to collect enough of this science. I can launch another one of these if I so desire. and perhaps I will. Perhaps the next one will have an extra row of these solar panels aboard. But I'm looking at the time in the video and I'm thinking this is probably a good time in which to end this one. So I'm thanking you for watching and hoping to see you again for the next one.